All right, everybody. Um, listen, listen. I once learned about the legend of Hercules. Right? Hercules, Hercules. Right. I once learned about the legend of Hercules. Now, sometimes myths can be based upon actual stories and reality. Um, but like then at another point in time in my life, I was just watching random stuff, trying to learn new. I like to learn new things, and I was learning about these bones that had been found, right? And these bones, when reconstructed, were like the size of a fucking Ford F-150, right? It was just like, and it was a predator, like a lion, right? So there are these ancient bones with these like super predators, right? Like there used to be lions in North Africa until they went extinct. Um, but there used to be these super predator bones, right? And also, like, I think one of the fascinating things about ancient society is the fact that you might know the next tribe, but more likely than not, you don't know the next tribe over, right? Because the next tribe is trying to create scarcity in order to increase value, right? But it's like weird, Like it's totally foreign from I don't know our shit. Man, fucking name. What am I talking about? Scarcity. Oh no, Hercules. That's it. Fucking Hercules. Thank you. All right. Let's see. Which side should I smoke this on? There we go. Let's see. I'm gonna check for any tears. I don't see any tears. All right. All right. So Hercules, 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 Hercules. Um. So it's like there's a point in time where humans were living alongside these super predators, right? Um, and the way I see Hercules is that, I think there's these video games out there that are all about hunting monsters, right? They're it's all like there's these hunting games. I've never really played them. I mean, there's a following there though. There's all these guys who are out there and then they're hunting monsters or animals or whatever, right? And I think that's what Hercules did. I think that's what Hercules did, and not only did he hunt monsters, but I think he traveled the Mediterranean. I think he traveled the Mediterranean world, and he would go to a tribe and he'd be like, "Hey, where where can't you go? Where's an area where there's this big bad super predator that's off limits from you?" And they'll be like, "Over here in these hills over here." And he'll go out there, he'll fucking hunt that monster and kill it. right? And then afterwards, like the leaders of these tribes would give Hercules their daughters. Like, hey, have my daughter, thank you. And everybody would celebrate Hercules and his. But I think he would also go around and be like, kind of like how Abraham was. He fucking went out there and was like, okay, this tribe over here, they're not doing good things. They're murdering and lying and stealing and doing all these awful things. So he gets on the good side and he goes and fights the tyrants within the Mediterranean. And I think Hercules was like a Moses of the Gentiles. Um, but he was celebrated, right? And so it's like we go back to that shipwreck, right? And it's like that shipwreck with all this rich cargo could be going to a celebrity, right? Not necessarily Hercules, right? It could be a celebrity that's, maybe not as awesome. Um, but that could be a different explanation of this ship that had been sunk, right? Although they probably have the records. I don't know, maybe not because it was in clay back then. But I don't know. I don't. What would be cool though? Like, if you like went to like this underwater ship, and like there's these video games out there where you go into a spaceship that's been destroyed, and you're trying to find out what happened, and you can get in there and get these files or these videos, and put it all together, right? There'll be a captain's log, right? And so, like, what if, like, you found one of these ancient treasure ships, and it was during a time where they did clay writing, and it was this captain's log, and this captain is like, telling you, like, telling or just like doing whatever to the audience, but this captain is kind of telling you what's happening, but not, so that you can have more surprise later. But but it's also incomplete, right? Because at some point he's gonna die, right? And stop recording, or maybe it's not even the captain. Maybe it's someone else, right? But I don't know. You know what? I think the imagination is awesome, though. I do. And I think that's fucking, like we talk about reality. It's like, some people have their illusions, would rather have their illusions than reality, and some people would rather have their reality than their illusions. But I mean, the fact of like the fucking, just like, fuck all that shit. The reality, is that we, with our imaginations, create reality. And reality is whatever we say it is. And if your reality is monotony, then that's what you say it is. Whether you have a say in it or not. But that doesn't, like, that's what reality is, whatever we want it to be. That's the imagination. That's the beauty of the imagination. And our illusions can become reality. And hopefully your illusions are for like love and justice and peace and prosperity and awesomeness. Hopefully that's what your illusions are for, but it's our illusions that create reality. And that's just, it's all just so simple.